especially in the afternoons. When I feel like a practice, I don't feel like doing a lot of standing poses. This very short practice is all lying down. You can be lying on your bed if you wish. In a supine practice, this horizontal practice, what we do is strengthen the core, open the shoulders, and open the front body. We'll begin by lying on our back, and then we'll roll over to lie on our belly to do some actions. And rather than having to look at your screen a lot from my verbal cues, you can get the actions that we're doing. So let's begin with the supine position, lying on your back. And as you lie on your back, just pause here. Pause and take your arms out wide like they're wings with your palms facing up to begin with. Just pause here. Draw the heads of the arm bones back so you open and lift your chest a little bit more. Draw your knees together and your inner big toes together before lifting your feet up off the floor. And just pause here. Now, if you straighten your legs, notice how you can lose the lumbar curve completely. So bend your legs just a little bit. You're going towards straight, but you still want to kind of preserve that lumbar curve. We'll be moving the legs kind of like pendulums, but we'll take our feet all the way toward the floor with a nice open chest, with your feet lifted and your toes spread so that you've got a nice engagement on the legs. Just move your feet like a pendulum. Just go one side and very slowly go to the other side. And you'll notice that one side of the pelvis has a lot of weight on it, and then the other, it's kind of like you're giving a little massage or bringing a little bit more pressure there to the muscle to enliven the blood there, just going side to side. Now we'll go over to all the way over to the side in just a minute, but not in a way that's a twist. What we'll do is actually take the left hand to your ribs. So just place your hand to the ribs. Now, normally when we do twist, we don't want the shoulders to leave the mat, right? We keep the pelvis as square as possible and shoulders on the mat. But for this one, we're going to let the left shoulder lift as we take the feet over to the side. See if you can take your feet over a little bit more to the side. Let your shoulder lift so it's not a twist. It's more of an abdominal engagement. Inhale, lift your feet up and release your left hand to the floor. Take your right hand to your ribs and just allow the hand to just kind of feel the action of the abdominal area. And for some of us, we can take our feet pretty close to the earth because we've got the strong engagement of the abdominals. But for others of us, not so much. So just take your pendulum swing over to the left side now. Draw your toes down toward the earth. Your right hand is feeling how your abdominals are engaged. Your shoulder can lift up on the right side as you keep your left arm really strong. So it's a strong action of the arm, strong action of the abdominals. Inhale, lift your feet up. Let's try that a few more times here. Extend your right arm out, have your left hand to your belly. And again, it's not a twist. We're just allowing ourselves to roll over to the side and really use the right arm to support us and the abdominals. As the feet come a little closer to the earth, inhale, press into the right arm to lift your feet up. Take your left arm out to the side. Take your right hand to the belly and draw over to the side. Again, it's a massage to the pelvic area and a strengthening action to the abdominal area, a real strengthening action to the arm. Inhale, lift your feet up. One more cycle. Reach your right arm out to the side. Take your left hand to the abdominals. Draw your knees over to the side. And maybe you can come a little closer. The shoulder, left shoulder is lifted. Inhale, lift your legs up. And finally, reach your left arm out. Take your right hand to your abdominals. Draw over to the side. And you have to calibrate this yourself, like what works best for you. See if you can, on this third one, really work your arm and your abdominals to go to that point that really serves you nicely. And slowly come back to center and release your feet down to the mat. Just pause here with your feet down on the mat. Press your elbows down with your palms facing one another. Pull your heels in toward your pelvis and inhale, lift your pelvis up off the mat. Just get this nice fullness in the chest, nice length from the pelvis to the knees, nice ease in your breath. Keep working your feet, pulling them in toward your heart. And slowly release your pelvis down. Now let's roll over to your belly. So line your belly with with your arms in that cactus pose. Cactus pose has your elbows about the same elevation as your shoulders. And if you've got a block or a book or something, place your hand on the smallest height of the block, not very much height. So the hands are on your block, your elbows are on the floor. And as you press your hands to the blocks, just release your forehead to the floor. Now, with the forehead on the floor, see about lifting your hands up off the blocks and release your palms down. Now, it seems like it'd be easy, but as you might have discovered, it's really not so easy to do this. Your elbows are pressing down, your palms are pressing down, and if this is too much for you, just take your palms on the floor. Right, we're just trying to enliven certain muscles here that control these movements in the upper arms. Let's try it on the floor with your palms facing down and see what happens. On the next inhale breath, lift your hands up, keep your elbows down, lift your hands up. Exhale, take your palms down. Inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, take your palms down. Inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale down. Now, some of you might have kept your hands to the blocks, but those of us that we're just kind of working on the floor because that seems a little bit more accessible. If you want to go back to the block, feel free. Let's just try that a few more times here. So inhale, lift your hands up either off the floor or off the block. Exhale, take the hands down. Inhale, take the hands up. And exhale, take the hands down. Keep your elbows on the floor. Inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, take your hands down. Keep your hands to the blocks and turn your head toward your right side and just rest your head for a moment. So you're just doing a little twist of the neck as you just lie with your gaze toward your right elbow. Just pause there. Keep your hands on the blocks. Keep your elbows on the floor. Inhale, lift your head up. Now turn your head the opposite direction. Rest your head down. And now come back to the center position. Place your hands right alongside your ribs. And with your hands alongside your ribs, bend your knees. Press your knees down. Lift your heart up. And exhale, soften down. 2 more times here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften. And one more time. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, soften here. We'll do one more stretch of the side body. Roll over to your right side. And bend your top leg, bend your left leg. See if you can reach back, and by lifting the foot up, find the shin and just lie on your back again. So you're holding onto your shin bone, you're lying on your back. Reach your left knee away from your heart so that you get this nice stretch. Now, holding on to the foot, roll back to your side and see about rolling all the way over to your belly again, so gracefully, all the way over. If you're still holding on to your foot, that's great. But if not, just keep the foot lifted and inhale. Let your forearms support you to rise up. They give you a lot of strength here in your back muscles. And release yourself down. Let's come to the other side. I'm just going to turn myself around so I can still face the camera here. So as you come to lie on your belly and do the opposite side, so you lift, come to your side, lift your leg up, find your shin or your foot, and just roll back so that you're on your back. And get as much length to the side as you can. Just open up really nicely. Keep this feeling of expansion and draw back over to the side again. Still holding on to your foot if possible. Now, lightly go down to your belly and inhale, lift yourself up, support yourself on your forearm. As you get this nice opening of the shoulder, you're reaching your foot back. Just getting this nice strength in the back muscles. And release out of the pose. So now you have lots of options. Feel free to take Shavasana, assimilate all the actions that we've done. Or maybe this is a nice warm up for you and you're ready to go to downward dog and standing poses or some vinyasa. Now that your core has been worked, your back muscles have been strengthened, you've opened your shoulders. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.